Right, this is an update on the exhaust and the basic build of the bike. I come to a stumbling block where basically this is part of the actual end part of the exhaust, which I've taken out, and I needed to fit in there, and it's too loose, so I put loads of cuts in, and the exhaust clamp I had was too big, so I made this sort of clamp effort up to try and clamp this shut, but it just wouldn't do it. So basically I need to get a sleeve that will fit in, make up the difference, and then I've actually bought some smaller clamps which will then clamp that shut. But I'll be honest with you, I've spent so much time with this exhaust system that I'm going to put this to one side because I'm getting nowhere quickly with it, and I've been out and about and I managed to source myself a nice pair of standard pipes for the bike that will just bolt straight on. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bolt them straight on, and basically that's that job done. I can always come back to this at a later date, but the main priority now is to get this engine running. Okay, so basically I've got a list of jobs to do. I've got to basically do the plumbing, fill up with water, fit the carbs for the exhaust, fit the electrics loosely enough to be able to get this engine to run. Okay, so that's where we're at now. So the priority now has changed. Get the engine running, improve the engine, and then basically get the bike on the road as soon as, and basically anything then I need to change afterwards, I can do it once the bike's on the road, if you get me. Okay, so that's it for now. Right, it's just an update of what we've done so far today. Changed the filter, put in fresh oil, cranked the engine over by hand. It's all turning quite nicely, which is very, very pleasing. Now I've started on the plumbing. Now the plumbing's done. I've had to go through my whole wide left for Jubilee clip wise. I've just had to turn that one around because the tank was actually hitting it. I'm going to turn this one around as well, so that bit be underneath there out of the way. As you can see, the pipe actually is very, very snug against the underside of the tank, and this bowl, which I've obviously moved to the front of the bike, it's got a return hose, which is this bit here, which I'll just fed underneath the tank. Now that's got to go all the way down to here somewhere, for the overflow to go back into the reservoir tank, and this hose is now not long enough. So what I'm going to do is buy some new hose, obviously a lot longer, get some more antifreeze fluid to go in there. I'll put a litre of water in antifreeze mix so far, and I've got no leaks, which is good. Just over the outside. That's the plumbing, which is all pretty standard stuff. As I said, I just had enough Jubilee clips left to actually do the job. Breather is in place. So really the next job is to order the pipe. I've got a roll of this somewhere, this HT cable lead, which obviously I'm going to need to extend these. It's obviously not going to be long enough now. I think the coils are going up here. That's why I've left that bracket on. So the coils are going all the way up there. They are. We'll see. Right, the next job, well, one of the next jobs, there's always the next job, but one of the next jobs, I'm going to have a go at fitting the clutch cable. Because if the clutch cable's in out of the way, then I can actually install the exhaust. But probably before I do all that, which will probably be the next job now, will be to install these rear mudguards. Right, here we are in the back cave. The front fender and the rear fender are basically, they were hammered out basically. This is welded together, as you see from the inside, out of an old mudguard. Not even an old mudguard, a trailer mudguard, shall I say. There you go. Basically, I painted it with cut price Woolworths paint, which done a fairly good job. But as you can see back here, it's all full of bits and pieces, and it's quite, you know, it's all, I don't know what you call that. It's like a stipple effect on both of them. So what I did is I smoothed it, I wet and dried this down, and I tried to polish it, but it just comes up like a dull finish. So what I'm going to do is, because I found some Crown black paint, which is obviously going to be better than this stuff. It's basically have less dead flies in this one than that one. So the less dead flies in the paint, the better. Anyway, getting back to this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flat this down and then clean it up. Then I'm going to give it a nice wet coat of that. When I mean wet coat, I might water this down a little bit and then give this a couple of coats. Try and keep it in a dust-free environment as much as possible in my shed, and then basically install them on the bike. Now I want to get this on because then that way I can sort where the back wheel is going to go and fit the chain. That will be that job done. Then I can fit the exhaust. So it's all like one bit leads to another bit. So that's where we are at the moment. Right, we haven't actually done any work yet, but I'm just sort of looking ahead, and I've just pulled the controls out, and God, they're in the right mess. There's still corrosion on that, on the switchgear, and look how dirty the shrouding is, which is supposed to be like that sort of colour, but like, these are pretty manky. This lever's bent, by the way, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to heat that up, straighten it, because it's, you know, I might later on down the line might get new ones or get black ones, but I'm actually thinking about painting these black, all these bits black. These shrouds, then I'll get black shrouds. I mean, look, I've got Highway Hawks, shiny shit, but I'm not using shiny white if I can help it. I'm just going to black all this out, I think. I mean, I'll be there forever trying to clean that down, polish it, and then, because that would be more or less polished first before it got sprayed. So I will flat it down and get rid of all these bumps and corrosion, but then I'm just going to paint it. Right, so lots of painting to do.